Yeah, you're listening to the Wrecking Crew. It's 91.1 WREK and the Techniques.
That's right. Every Thursday night.
Yeah, no doubt. And this is a special one. But it's a special one because of the guests we have in the house. Of course, my man DJ Fudge is going to be getting on here in a minute.
Right.
Who we got, Ty?
We got my man DJ Easy B in the house. And Easy B's been on the scene in Atlanta for a little while, a few years. What year did you come down, B?
Came down in the end of 94, coming in 95. You know
okay,
what I'm saying?
Right. So right after the last great Freaknik.
Earwax was on Peachtree, you know how.
Yes. That was a good time in the city. But Easy B's been around for a while, and he's got an interesting perspective on things, you know. So tell us what you did with your interesting perspective, sir. How did you, you know what I mean, right?
Yeah, I got you. First of all, I just want to say I appreciate everybody that's listening, and I appreciate for WREK for having me over here. This is a monumental moment for me. Got involved in, I've always been a DJ, you know, back in the 80s. Before I even got to Atlanta, I had an opportunity and was blessed to have been able to do shows with Kumo D and MC Light and Biz Markie back in 89. Right. I was doing some work with some guys out of Knoxville, Tennessee. Me originally being from VA, Tidewater area, Newport News, same place with Vic and Bubba Chuck, Alan Navis, and all them people come from. So, basically what happened is I don't even know where it came from. I just got inspired to do a film, and I guess what it was is because of my own personal, I'm a passionate person, so I guess what it was is just a disappointment of what's going on in music just in general, and it was eating at my passion, and it just came from nowhere. I just started writing down a script for this thing and just started researching.
Well, I mean, you know, but you had been on the scene doing parties and clubs and stuff like that here in the A as well.
Right.
You know what I mean? What was the biggest, what was the biggest disappointment to you in terms of the music? You know what I mean? What would make somebody just say, you know what, this is not what I want to hear. This is not the direction I'm thinking this is going. You know, there needs to be some more foundation in this thing. You know what I mean? What kind of sparked that for you?
Well, what happened, I know for all the people that's been around, you know what I'm saying, Atlanta, at the end of course, the death of Buckhead, BMF and all that other stuff that was going on, a lot of things was going on in Buckhead. I was one of the ones that came up when the uprise of the sports bar scene was coming up. And the big clubs just fell in, you know what I'm saying, in Atlanta with the nightlife and everything. And like I said, I'm a passionate person all the way around. I do what I do mostly for passion. And it was kind of hard for me at first because it was, you know, not say that the music was so different, but I had to see what I could get, what I wanted to get out of it, and give them what they needed. You know what I'm saying? So it was a cross between, it was a way of me satisfying myself by being able to get what I need. Because the money is one thing, but when I leave out at the end of the night, I want to be like, yo, I rocked it, I did my thing. The money is one thing. We used to pay bills and what have you, but that was not the reason why I got into what I got into.
Okay. All right. So let's fast forward a little bit. You've taken these ideas, these frustrations, and you reach out to folks, some incredible people, and through that, video interviews start happening, and now you've got a DVD documentary, and it's entitled. What is it entitled exactly? Music Lovers.
Yeah, Music Lovers. Why You Who You Are. That's the title of it.
Right. Okay. So tell us just a little bit about who you got on the DVD.
Okay, well let me touch on the subject real quick.
Yeah, please.
It wasn't a thing where I actually picked these people. It was more of alignment. I'm a real strong believer of alignment. If I wasn't a believer of God, I'm telling you, after this, it would make anybody a believer.
Okay.
Some of the people that are actually in this film, we got of course we got Rodney Stone, that's my man. We got DJ Hollywood, Grand Wizard Theodore, Cutmaster DC, Kevsky of the original Rocksteady crew, Tracy 168, Houdini, Doc Ice, Steve D, DJ Flawless, Mel Starr, TJ Mizell, Lady Love, DJ Lady Love, Kim Possible, Bizarro, my people over in Bushwick, and Chuck D of Public Enemy.
That's a little heavy.
You know what
Wow.
I mean? Seriously, like what was one of the stories you were telling me that you got how many times did it take you to get to Hollywood?
Oh my God! I think Hollywood was the hardest person to get. I think Tracy was the hardest person to convince.
Okay.
Tracy, 168 graffiti artist, renowned graffiti artist. He doesn't trust anybody. He's just a rebel, and if you don't speak his language, it's just not happening.
Right.
But the story with Hollywood was basically it was just God. I mean, I can't give another answer. Basically, what happened is I was in New York, and I had this void with Hollywood. He wasn't really interested in doing the film, so I left New York with this void and came back to Atlanta. And I was actually working a seasonal job at the time, and just happened to be a guy that started working there that day, and he introduced himself, and he was from New York. And I told him I just came back from New York. I thought that was kind of strange, and come to find out, his birthday was on the same day as my birthday.
Okay.
And he wanted me to DJ a party. And I told him that Hollywood didn't want to do it. He said, man, I got Hollywood's phone number. And I just tripped because here's a stranger. I don't even know this dude. First of all, his birthday is on the same day as mine. And then he has the person's phone number that I'm having a problem with.
Right.
So it went from I'm giving you the condensed version.
Yeah.
What happened is he said, we're going to call him after work. So we called him. He didn't answer. He left a message. It took to the third phone call. When he got him on the phone on the third phone call, it was basically a thing where he let me talk to him. And I basically told him, hey, Mr. Hollywood, how you doing? Isn't it amazing that you've been hearing about me and hearing about this inspiration to do this film? And people have been coming to you about this film, and you even told some people that you wasn't interested in doing the film. But I said, isn't it amazing how God works? It just happened to be a guy that I met today. His birthday's on the same day as mine. He has your phone number. You hearing my voice anyway.
Right.
And that's what changed his... I mean, it's almost like something like that is just like...
Yeah, it's supposed to happen.
How do you...
Right. You are in tune to WREK Atlanta, 91.1 FM. This is the Technique Show. To my right, I got my man DJ Easy B, who's putting out a DVD documentary entitled Music Lovers. Why are you who you are? Right. All right. So you got, and then you brought a special guest with you tonight. And, I mean, the inspiration to, I'm sure, many people out there. If you've ever seen the Wild Style movie, you've definitely heard my man's voice. Little Rodney C is in the house with us tonight.
Yeah.
Not little anymore, just Rodney C.
Yeah, I don't use the little anymore.
Okay, right. Little is too overworked anyway, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because everybody wanted to be me. You know
right,
what I mean?
Exactly.
I'm like, well, actually, there was a bunch of littles before me, so now obviously it just fits. When you young in the game, you know what I mean? You become little whoever you are, you know what I mean?
Right.
And then, when you get to be my age and seasoned in the game, you be like this, you know what? Stop that little nonsense.
Yeah, please do. Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, your resume is quite extensive as well. For those who might not know or might not be familiar with Rodney C., can you break down, some of your discography for us, please?
Wow. Well, my name is Rodney Stone, but I'm professionally known as Rodney C. I'm one half of the original Double Trouble. I was featured in the first hip-hop, breakdance, and graffiti movie ever created, and it was called Wild Style. It's considered the Bible of rap, and it opened the doors for all the movies and things going on today.
Everything.
In addition to that, I'm also 1/5 member of the Funky 4 plus one more and the Funky 4 plus one. We were the very first hip-hop group from the Bronx to get a legitimate record deal.
Sugar Hill.
We were the very first hip-hop group to do national television. We did Saturday Night Live with Deborah Harry on Valentine's Day, 1981. Wow. And we're the very first hip-hop group to have a female. She is the first female of hip-hop, and her name is Sha Rock.
I mean, if you don't need any more than that. You know what I mean? Like, all right, so, I mean, what is it like to be in 1979 and you're just rocking a party somewhere and somebody really comes up to you and says, hey man, I really want to put your voice on wax. You know what I mean?
Well, you got to remember 79 is the actual year of the recordings. This is when hip hop finally hits wax.
Right.
And we get an opportunity to get one of the first 7 records that was ever created. Remember, I'm a teenager. You know, I fell in love with hip hop, you know, in 76, 77.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I got an opportunity. You know what I mean? Like, listen, you know, Rapper's Delight is the biggest thing on the planet at this point. You know what I mean? We're pretty upset with Rapper's Delight because Rapper's Delight is pretty much a fictitious version of real hip hop.
Yeah.
And, you know, prior to that record coming out, we all, you know, were hoping, you know, well, more of wishful thinking.
Okay.
Like hip hop should be on the radio. You know what I mean?
Right.
We had no access to the radio. We had no, you know, no know-how to do that. So it was just wishful thinking. And then here comes Rapper's Delight.
Right.
Okay. We also know that there was a record prior to that with King Tim and the Fatback Band, but we don't consider that to be a rap record.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
But it is the first record to be released under the banner of rap. And then Rapper's Delight actually kicked the door down.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then, you know, Sugar Hill began to realize that there was a hip-hop culture.
Right.
And in that culture, there were MCs. Because we didn't call ourselves rappers.
Right.
We called ourselves MCs.
Right.
And an MC was master of ceremony, and we was in mic control.
Right.
You know what I mean? So rapping or rappers came later.
Right.
And it was a term that was used by our adults. Like my parents would use the term rapping, and rapping would be, yo, I'm going to go over here and rap to this girl.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right,
And that's
right,
where
right.
that term came from.
Yeah. Laying your rap down.
Sylvia Robinson, being from that era, she heard what we did and she said, oh, these guys are rapping.
Right.
You know what I mean? And the biggest record in the game at that time was called Rapper's Delight. You know what I mean? So, you know, I mean, I tip my hat off to them because without them, you know what I mean, we wouldn't be where we are today.
Indeed.
40 plus years deep in this game we call hip-hop/rap music.
Right. Okay. So how is it that Easy B hooks up with Rodney C?
Oh, this is me?
Yeah. Okay.
I guess I'm back. Basically, what it was kind of crazy because I reached out to Rodney and through Jazzymoto, Eric Jazzymoto Williams, which is the co-director, and I was kind of speaking to him through Jazzy at first, and then me and Rodney basically started communicating with each other, and it was a thing where it just happened like that, and it was like I guess I don't know. Like I said, once again, I'm a strong believer of alignment, and we just tend to gelled. I mean, we was actually talking on the phone with each other, and I met him first at Sam's in the Bronx. I went up to the Bronx and saw him at Sam's, and it just was a natural thing. And like I said, I'm that type of person. When I feel like something is right, I'm a vibe type person. It's just right, and when it's like that, I refuse to go with anything other than that. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it is.
Yeah. So, is the DVD available now online? Anything like that? Or do you have a street date for it already?
Well, basically, what I feel like I was instructed to do by the Most High was to actually get it to the people in the film first, just out of respect for who they are and what they contributed to the film. But I just wanted them actually just to take a picture with the DVD in their hand and put it in social networking, and in that way people would see it and they would ask the question like, what is that, if they wasn't aware of it. What is that? Oh, it's a film that I'm in, which is what calls it the Snowball.
Right.
And it's just many levels to this film. It's like I'm doing this, like I said, a personal thing, but at the same time too, because of what's going on with our youth. I'm using this film to have people buy into a movement, and when they purchase the DVD, it's actually going to help teach these younger kids, and not just the kids, the younger kids, but the kids that are going to school for broadcast media, that type thing, and keep them mindful of what they put out there in passion and that type thing. And that's basically what it is. So I want to go around to the different scratch academies, the college radio stations, things of that nature. And basically, as I said, that's what I want to do with it. Well, that's what the plan is.
True. We got my man DJ Fudge in the house tonight. He's on the wheels getting ready to warm it up for us. But before we go to Fudge, Rodney, what would be if you had to say there's a couple things I would have done differently, from when you were, teenage Rodney on the mic, getting your deal and everything to adult Rodney?
Wow. Okay, that's a hard question to answer. Because I had a padded answer, you know what I mean? But then I have what I actually feel.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Some years ago, if you had asked me that question, I would have said that if I only knew then what I know now.
Right.
You know what I mean? I would have did this, that, or the next thing differently. Fortunately for me, I encountered a gentleman who became a mentor to me, and he explained to me that everything that I went through, I was supposed to go through so that I could be where I am today.
Indeed.
Okay, so what I'm doing today is what I'm supposed to be doing. If I was supposed to be a millionaire from records, that would have happened.
Right.
But that didn't happen, so that's not what was supposed to happen.
Right.
Okay, so through that, I took comfort in those words, you know what I mean, of what he said to me, and I began to create my own community service situation.
Okay.
I ran a lot of youth programs, and basically what I wanted to do was, it was an attempt to change the face of hip-hop.
Okay.
Because from my beginning, right, it was a good start.
Right.
Hip-hop had a pretty face, right?
Yeah.
Where we're at today is negative, derogatory, degrading. And that's just a personal opinion.
Right.
When you hear the people who create the music that they create, they say that, it's their environment, this is what, this is who they are. Okay, I got to give it to them because I can't tell them that what they're saying is wrong. If you grow up in a neighborhood where it's crazy, you know what I mean, and that's what you see, then that's what you're going to talk about. Got you. I mean, I grew up in the South Bronx after moving from Brooklyn.
Okay.
I moved to the South Bronx, and I had just missed the gang situation.
Right.
So I didn't really see gangs. But then I encountered the Zulu Nation, who were the Black Spades, and eventually crossed over and became the Zulu Nation, and changed that whole diameter. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I was like, okay. So for me, if I was to say anything about what would I do different, there's nothing. There's nothing. I mean, I'm 50 plus years old now. You know what I mean? I helped to give birth to this genre of music that we call hip hop / rap. My kids, my grandkids, you know what I mean?
Right.
They can look and say,
Daddy
did or grandpa did,
True,
and I'm cool with that. You know what I mean? I would like hip hop to be a voice of the people as opposed to a cry to the world that everything is bad, because everything is not.
True. All right, and oh man, I gotta close on that one, but we gotta have you back because I got way more questions. I know there's way more stuff that you really got to say.
Of course. I just want to thank you guys for the opportunity to come down and
you
chop
part
it
of
up with y'all.
You part of the WREK Crew All Stars now, man. You know what I mean? This is your home. You know what I mean? As long as you want to be here.
And I just want to shout out peace to the gods and the king and the queens and the earth, because I see y'all running around up in here.
Hey, always. All right, you all are listening to WREK Atlanta 91.1 FM. Easy B, you're going to keep us posted on when you do the premiere so that we can announce to the folks?
Right.
Okay. All right, you got any shouts last? You anything?
Basically, I want to thank all the people that supported me from the beginning. it's been a really, really, really hard process. It's probably one of the hardest things I've ever had to do in my life. Basically, I had most of these editors, they had either graduated from college or whatever, and they were just losing stuff, spelling stuff wrong, and it was just like, I can't represent these people.
Experience that.
I can't represent these people that way when they basically were the generation blocks that led to what I do today, and that's kind of way that the film is. It's like generations stacked on generations until it reaches you, and that's the reason why the question is, why do you do what you do?
Right.
And that's what I had to find. I guess the best way to describe this is like, if you remember Alex Haley, how he traced his traced his roots back to Africa. I traced my hip hop roots to the Bronx, and Rodney just happened to be in my family. And so you have to ask yourself, why do you do what you do? If you say that you do what you do because of money, wrong answer. If you do what you do because you're chasing women, wrong answer. You know what I'm saying? You should give and define these things. These things don't define me.
Indeed. And I do what I do because I want to hear DJs like Fudge about to rip the ones and twos. So you are in tune to the Technique Show with the Wrecking Crew All-Stars, WREK Atlanta, all that good stuff. DJ Fudge, what you got for us? Ran? Mo?
Brothers, thank you for coming down. That was truly an honor and a pleasure.
All good.
No doubt. No doubt. Fudge getting into it. I'm saying, what can you say after all that?
Nothing. Let's kick it to Fudge.
Yeah.
Yo,
He's on right
hot,
now.
Yes,
Oh yeah, he's on right now.
Definitely hot. Though.
You might have to lace it when we come back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, before you go to your little break, I want to drop a little 16 on it.
Oh,
real
please,
quick.
please.
Yeah.
Just keep it
Alright.
clean. This is college radio.
Come on, man.
All right, I know.
I'm a pioneer.
I know you're a professional.
Okay. Check it out. Check it. Back in the 70s, I was the source, designer of the rhyme, and I set the course for all the other MCs that would be lost without the masterpieces made by the boss. I walked a triple decade in my career. I'm an originator and a pioneer. Other MCs I do not fear. I rock the mic better when I know you're there. I'm the best on the mic, you must be told. I can never be bored or even sold. I was one of the four. We were down by law. I said the funky, and we had a plus one more. Yes, we had a lady that could rock the spot. The girl with the pearl we call Shy Rock. She made the fellas jump. Without a doubt, we made the young lady scream as we turned it out. But then the time came for us to change our ways. And as I look back on the olden days, and if you was there when the funky was out, you definitely know what I'm talking about. In the 70s, I rocked loud and clear. And in the 80s, I was getting my share. In the 90s, I rocked with no fear. 2016, I'm still in here.
Yeah. Rodney C, y'all. Rodney C. Double trouble in the house. Funky Thorn plus one more.
No doubt.
Yeah. Techniques, y'all. Y'all ain't gonna hear this no place else.